She's just making us know.
Thank you. It's the most coordinated thing I've done all year.
I will call our August 26th, 2025 board meeting to order. But first, before I say anything else, I want to thank Mr. Young for bringing the band to play for us. It was great. And we're also looking forward to have Ms. Long and the chorus just a few minutes later. Welcome all of you here. It's so good to be up at Pottersville. I ask you to stand for the invocation by Dr. Wilson and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem.
Let us pray. God, we just thank you for the gifts of music and the voice. God, the talents that you provided these young people. God, we just thank you for that. We thank you for all you do. God, I pray for this board tonight, God, and the decisions that they make. We pray that you'll give them wisdom and give them guidance in the things they do. We pray for this meeting. We pray for everyone here. In Jesus' name we pray.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Dr. Wilson, and thank you, Ms. Long and chorus. We need that every meeting, Dr. Young.
Just gotta find a place big enough.
Our next
Ms.
item,
Upton, okay, how long did you teach chorus?
I taught for 17 years.
So you know a little bit about it, don't
Yeah, this is great.
you? Yeah.
Our next item is approval of our agenda for tonight. Do I have a motion that we approve tonight's agenda? Ms. Ellison, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Neal, any discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor of tonight's agenda, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. We'll move next to item number 5, minutes of our July the 29th meeting. Do we have any additions or corrections to be made at this time? You were each emailed a copy. Hearing none, I will need the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wilson, do I have a second? Second. Ms. Burgess. All those in favor, if you'd show it by the uplifted hand. And that is unanimous. Dr. Young, would you recognize our press, and also would you recognize our guest?
I don't think we have any press with us, but Ms. Mazza is here as normal, helping us out with the district. But tonight, as you can see, as you walked in and here during the national anthem, we've got several awesome performances from the fine arts program here in Powdersville community, the band program and the chorus program both got the highest recognition you can get from the state of South Carolina. So we just wanted to have a chance for those students to show off their talents. So while the chorus is up here on the risers, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Long before we do the official recognition, and they're going to perform one of their pieces for which they got recognized.
Wherever you come from,
bicentennial of the cornerstone of the White House. So our chorus, and we still have pictures, it's a huge ordeal. We went to Washington, D.C., and we performed. That was one of our pieces that we performed at the White House and at the Veterans Wall. So thank y'all for bringing that back to life for me. You did it so beautifully. It was amazing. But let me also say this. There is a Chinese proverb that says, a bird does not know the answer, but he always has a song. You had a song in your heart tonight. Keep singing that song. Be who you are. Be awake from music and who you are. Y'all, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who y'all go first? John?
We go. This is our first performance.
This is our first performance of the year. Yeah, so y'all be ready. It already sounded good this early in the school year.
I went and talked to him before. Literally, Ms. Long and I had been talking this summer about this performance. On the first day of school, I stopped by, and school starts at 8:10, and at 8:30, I went by Ms. Long's class, and they were singing. And they tried to get me and Dr. Lanford to sing, but they were doing a great job 10 minutes into the school year.
Well, this is great.
All right, let's have to Dr. Young welcome for Ms. Long, we'd like to start with you. I want to let folks know that Ms. Long in the Patterson High School Chorus program was awarded the South Carolina Music Educators Association Heisel Award in 2024-25 for outstanding performance. We want to recognize them, and we have a banner that we're going to present to them. We get pictures here. But can't get about it.
All right. Ms. Long, you want to tell these two students who they are and why they're standing up here with us?
Yes, this is Jackson Tripp. He's our varsity choir president, and this is Kara Beth Carlson. She's our intermediate honor choir president. Oh, those are together.
Thank you.
We next have our Powdersville High School Band Program, which also received the highest award that's given. This is by the South Carolina Band Directors Association. We have Mr. Young and Mr. Mitchell will be coming this way. You didn't hear about that. They were really performing well out before we got started this afternoon. We'll let this folks come. Also wanted to recognize while Chris came up here with us, Chris Mitchell and the Powdersville Middle School Band Program also won the highest award in the given by his organization. So we want to share them with you. Congratulations for the great program you have.
Do we want to tell us who these students
Yes, sir.
are up here with us?
This is Rhea West, our percussion captain, Parker Stewart, our brass captain, Daniel Thompson, our drum major, Kaylin Upton, our guard captain, Sarah Piette, our band captain, Ellie Glenn, our woodwind captain, Anna King, our secretary captain, and then Jess Cole, our equipment crew captain.
Perfect. Give all these fire
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate this, man. This is awesome.
For sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. No.
Upton while they're heading off the stage. That was on the piano. That was a student teacher, Miss Emily Smith from Anderson University, that wanted to play the piano tonight. So
You did a great job.
Beautiful.
And then I also want to point out that if you've ever been involved with band, I know at least Ms. Hood was a band, marching band parent. To convince the band directors and everything to give up a Tuesday afternoon when it's 75 degrees outside to come inside for an hour when they're getting ready for their first competition in a couple of weeks. So just really appreciate them and the time they did. It really helped set the tone as people were coming in tonight. But I think we've got one more thing.
We would like, the whole board, the South Carolina School Board Association would like to get a picture with our entire board that we can put out welcoming our students back. If y'all could come around front.
Yeah, it's like
Jim would like to get y'all's picture with this. I'll give that to y'all later on the video for sure. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Continue.
Yes, ma'am. Next, we'll do our financial report. You have your local accounts, or local school accounts. Just as a quick reminder, we just started football season this past week, so you'll start seeing some of the athletic accounts start to increase in the middle school and high school as they start having more and more athletic events where they can get revenue. There's always a lot of cost at the beginning of the year to get things ready, but as always, if you see anything that you have questions about at any of the local school accounts, please feel free to reach out. And Mr. Thomas or myself will do our best to get you an answer to any questions you may have. Next is in the blue pages, you see our investment funds as of July 31st. We had 47 CDs at that time for a little over $10.67 million, with a little over $290,000 in interest. And you also see that we had 2 food service CDs with almost $400,000 invested, with a little over $4,300 in interest. On the next page, you see our total investment accounts. And then on the following page, you see the backup to pages 1, 2, and 3. The next page is back up to page 4. The following page is back up to page 5. And then the last page is back up to page 6. Next, doing program projects here, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Thomas.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Young. You'll turn in the notebooks to the 502 fund, the report for that. We do have the new revenue. You can see the 2025 bond proceeds, $15 million being added to the revenue there, bringing that total to $54,252,000. Total expenses for the program, $44,790,000. That brings our balance as of the end of July to $13,913,000. Of course, you can see the completed projects in the bottom right of that sheet. And then, of course, the ongoing projects, Oak Hill, of course, and then concrete as of July was wrapping up. So that one should be moving over to the completed projects by next month. Our next report is our local option sales tax report, sales fund 515. Didn't receive any revenue in the month of July, kind of a slow month in this account, but you can see our beginning fund balance of $19,522,000. Interest for the month added to that, less expenses, brings our total fund balance as of the end of July, $19,533,000. Next report is our revenue report for school board. This is our first month of the fiscal year. So this is going to have revenue received for the month of July, which is also year-to-date as of the beginning of the fiscal year, July. Revenue totaling $5,548,000, and that's at a 5% collection rate through July. And our final report's our expenditure report. It's a two-pager. Page 2 having our totals. Expenses for the month of July as well as year-to-date total $2,778,000, and that's at 2% budget. Both of these are exactly percentage-wise where we were in July last year. That's all I have at this point.
One thing that Mr. Thompson, I just wanted you to know that in the coming months, just with all the progress that we're having at Oak Hill, we probably will be doing a transfer from the local option sales tax is pretty substantial to the building fund, just to kind of start covering some of those larger bills that we're getting in from some of the vendors as they continue construction on that project. Now, I'll show you some of the pictures of that here shortly, but just wanted that on your radar for in the coming months. You might see some more transfer from local option sales tax over to the building fund. Any questions for Mr. Thomas?
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. You want to go to the next item?
Yes, ma'am. Next, in your packet, we had to amend the semi-annual report on minority, sole source, and emergency procurement purchases. There was one purchase that, as we were doing an audit, that we realized was left off. So that it doesn't change any of the vendors. There was just an amount from McGraw Hill that went from $17,488 to $27,000. So just wanted to make you aware of that. And then the next thing would be every year the board approves the minority business enterprise plan. So I'll just ask the board to review that and approve that.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation that we approve the 25-26 minority business enterprise plan. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Ms. Hood, do I have a second?
A second.
Ms. Burgess, any discussion?
And then McGraw Hill, that's now. Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to vote. All those in favor, please show it by the uplifted hand. Okay. Next item, Dr. Young.
I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Moore for our instructional report. And I know we don't have a lot of people in the audience, but there are some still here. And because of technology and everything, we do have a board. If you sit on this side of the auditorium, you can see what the board's looking at and what Mr. Moore's referring to. And if you are comfortable in your seat, you can just imagine the pictures as he describes them.
No pressure. Good evening. We have a quick instructional report. This evening is, of course, we've highlighted some incredible students at the beginning of our meeting today. I wanted to update you on something you've heard Dr. Young and I speak about, which is the way that we've kind of restructured our instructional focus. And so we have, in Anderson 1, we just recently held our first A1 lead meeting. I've been in the district, I think, 25 years now, and so when we have principals meeting, we bring the principals down to the district office and disseminate some information, and then a couple of weeks later, we have the assistant principals come down, and there were some positives to that, clearly, as we've experienced some success, but we wanted to get the right people in the room together to talk instruction, and so thanks to Dr. Young, we were able to get, and I'll explain this in a moment, all the folks who moved the needle toward positive changes to our instructional program in the room together once a month. That's part of what we refer to as our A1 lead meetings. And so the acronym does mean something. We want, during this instructional block of that meeting in the morning, we want participants to lead, to learn, to be empowered, and then also to align and deliver. So we're speaking the same language in 14 schools. And that's very important for us at Henderson One because we are blessed with a lot of autonomy to also ensure that we're speaking the same language, using the same terms, and we have the same high expectations for our learners. And so some of our priorities and objectives, one, we know that in schools, teachers get bombarded with a lot of initiatives. And so what we've done is we've tried to simplify this a little bit and say, hey, we want to just focus on quality Tier 1 instruction. In other words, what all students receive in the classroom, good teaching. And so we're kind of, the pendulum swinging back towards just the tried and true, what methods, what approaches, what moves the needle towards positive student achievement. So that's our focus in these A1 lead meetings this year. We know that we have the best people in Anderson One, and we love our teachers, we love our communities, and so we wanted to get all those folks in the same room, as I mentioned earlier. And so one thing that is interesting about this A1 lead meeting is that we now invite classroom teachers to join us, and sometimes they are the missing piece. Their feedback, their expertise is valuable, at times invaluable. And so you'll see some pictures in a moment, and you will see teacher leaders from our schools participating with coaches, with administrators, as we learn together and improve our instructional program together. And then in the LEAD acronym, I mentioned align and deliver, but that was important to me as an instructional leader to make sure that what we were focused on and what we wanted to carry back to the building was aligned and then delivered so that our schools were all on the same page instructionally. So, Tier 1 instruction, you will hear about in Anderson One. If you talk to administrators, if you talk to teachers, if you talk to coaches, we had a group of elementary teachers today, teacher leaders who are focused on math standards. And we talked about the need for quality Tier 1 instruction, what all students deserve. And you will see that in the months to come, we have some additional opportunities for these A1 lead meetings to occur, and we will be focused on components of strong teaching. And some of these things should look familiar because they have been researched and evidence-based for a long time. For instance, high-level questioning, offering differentiated instruction, quality feedback to students, formative assessment. And we're going to tackle those and go in depth during these A1 lead meetings throughout the year. Just a few pictures because I think pictures speak 1,000 words and a lot better than I can maybe speak to them. But when you see these pictures, I see Miss Brady there in one of the pictures participating in an activity where we're identifying components of effective instruction. And then if you look at the table in the upper right-hand corner, you have some middle school representation, you have some elementary school representation, you've got a coach, you've got an assistant principal, you've got a principal, all at the same table, communicating, collaborating, and getting on the same page. And that's powerful in Anderson One with the people that we have, kind of focused and rowing in the same direction. And then one of the things we task our folks with is, hey, take this learning back to your school. Don't just let it stop in the A1 lead meeting and never transfer back to the school level. And so this is an example. This is one Dr. Young sent me that made me smile. This is kind of at a high school using an activity that we had shared in our A1 lead meeting with their teachers. And so Mr. Roach and his teachers participating in this activity. So already, I think, seeing an impact in the way that we deliver key goals and areas of focus to improve instruction in Anderson One. So I just wanted you to be proud of that and wanted you to know that we're constantly trying to improve and get better at what we do.
I just wanted to tack on to that. Mr. Moore and I first stumbled into this idea last year when we did a data meeting with our elementary schools, and we invited principals to bring their teachers with them. And the feedback that we were able to get from having teachers in the room to bounce ideas off of us as district leaders and our building level administrators really just reminded us the importance of setting up a structure where we could have people in the room with us as we're making decisions, and teachers are the ones that are interacting with students every day. So making sure that they had a voice was so important. But the other thing it's done is we're not having as many meetings. So now we're able to be in the schools to visit team meetings, to be part of the leadership conversations, and really get feedback from schools as what resources do you need, how are you spending your time, do you need more time on this initiative, And so I really kudos to the instructional team for really seeking out the input of our teachers, because that's what matters.
Thank you, Dr. Young. And my last little order of business is for some housekeeping, but related to local board approved courses, as there have been some special education courses that were mandated that we didn't have the appropriate course code for. Ms. Upton, we would ask the board to consider approving these local board approved courses. You'll see they're specifically for middle school special education classes in the area of life skills and social skills. So I'll turn that over to Ms. Upton for consideration of the board.
Thank you, Mr. Moore, and that was a great presentation. And the teacher thing, that's even greater, using the
Yes,
teacher.
ma'am.
All right, I need a motion that we approve these special education courses for the middle school. Do I have one? Ms. Ellison, do I have a second? Ms. Hood, any discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor, if you'd show it by the uplifted hand. Thank you.
All right, next I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Brady for the student nutrition report.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Our student nutrition program is off to a great start, and they ended on a great note last year. I think the most important thing to point out is that over $468,000 was transferred from the student nutrition program to cover the district's indirect costs, which was more than last year. You have the report there. If you have any questions, please just let me know. Dr. Young?
Thank you, Ms. Brady. Good report.
All right, next I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Wilson for administration.
Thank you, Dr. Young. As always, we have a couple of policies that are coming up. These two policies came straight from the state board. They were passed, I think, the last board meeting. They were sent to us. There will probably be some changes between first and second reading. For whatever reason, the state board sends it also to the School Boards Association, and then they kind of tweak them, and then we get a second set. So just to let you know, it won't be major changes, but just so you can see, we had unencumbered time policy, and basically the only change you're going to see here is related to nurses. Now nurses also get unencumbered time, and that's just adding that to the policy we already had. So that's just for first reading. It won't be voted on tonight. Second thing you'll see is all red. It's a brand new policy related to live streaming board meetings, which we're doing. It just gives what the state expects those to look like. And again, I expect just minor tweaks on this for the next meeting. But if there are any, I'll share those with you. And the final policy we have is for second reading. This I will ask you to vote on. It is our seizure policy that is required now that we're doing in our schools, and there is no change from the previous board meeting. I would ask for approval for that.
Okay, the ones we're doing for first reading, if you have any questions during the next month, just feel free to call Dr. Wilson and ask.
And just to clarify, we are recording our meetings and posting them later tonight, but we will have to start live streaming sometime later this fall.
We're in process. That's what I should have said.
All right, and then our second reading, second and final reading, you want us to go ahead and accept that tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I will need a motion on that.
I so moved.
Ms. Burgess, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wilson, any discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. All those in favor, if you'd show up by the uplifted hand. And that's unanimous. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Upton. My next item is we have a few more PTO, PTSO booster clubs. As you know, the state's requiring the board now to approve each of those clubs in each of our schools. I've submitted those to you, and I would ask approval for those PTO athletic clubs and the booster club.
Okay, our next item, and I will need a motion. Do we have to approve the parent organization, the booster club forms?
This is their bylaws and forms, is that remind me? Where is
Basically, they have to present to us their, we
I've
ask
seen
them.
it before,
Some have bylaws, some don't. We don't require that of all of our PTSOs. Really what is required by law is for you to approve really their treasurer, but their officers these are the officers. And then I follow up to make sure under state law, the treasurers are then vetted to make sure they have no criminal record related to Yes, sir, so that is what this is really for.
Okay, so we just need a motion to approve this parent organization booster.
So, second.
Ms. Ellison has the motion, Mr. Wilson has the second. Any discussion?
I have a quick question. Sure. The Wren Athletic, there's no one there, I mean, who's filling, how's that gap being filled?
Yeah, at this point, you can see there should have been a letter that went with it, but, they're basically, they've had trouble finding folks willing to serve the last year or two on a booster club. There is some funds that are there, so they do have a treasurer, because they certainly wanted input. The treasurer kind of works with the different groups and that kind of thing. Dr. Whitfield is looking at the possibility of again this year, seeing if there's willingness for folks to come forward, but there just hasn't been a lot of will. It is a lot of hard work, and they've struggled to get folks that have been willing to be a part of the booster club. So that's why all you have is a treasurer, because they still have funds.
They still have fundraisers
They do.
for each sport, and those accounts are listed in the first thing we covered tonight, financial report. JC.
So they're still,
Yeah,
They're
baseball
still
goes out and
raising-
raises money for baseball, and cheerleading.
they're still getting the help they need.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're just
It's
not.
not an overarching United Way type campaign that, like a lot of places have. So,
Thank you.
a lot of history there.
I know that the new AD is looking to get that rejuvenated over the next few months.
Okay, we're ready to vote. All those in favor, show by the uplifted hand. Unanimous, and we're ready to move to the next item.
Yes, ma'am. My final item is our labor of love. It is our emergency operations plan. We met with our district emergency operations team last week. They looked at it. It involved teachers and principals, SROs. So at this point, I've always shared it with our emergency management folks at the county. So this is our emergency operations plan. Each school has a plan that's very similar to this. They use ours as their model. We approve the district plan, and that kind of covers the schools as they use this as their model. So I am asking that the board would approve our emergency operation plan for 2025-26.
Okay, we heard Dr. Wilson's recommendation. I need a motion to approve the emergency operations plan for 25-26 school year.
Is this consistent across?
It
There's
is.
a lot of data here.
Yes, sir.
Information, so this is based on state and county info.
It is based on, we meet as a group, all the security folks from all the districts meet. We meet with Josh Hawkins. I'll be taking this to Josh. He's reviewed it from last year. There's not many changes. I always ask for their input. This goes after NIMS, which is the national organization that provides it based on that information. And it does meet all the requirements of the state.
Okay, so
Sure. Maybe I missed it. Was this emailed to us? Did I miss it?
It was in
yes,
there.
it was in the,
Yeah.
Okay, somehow I missed that. Okay.
so I
We
need a
can always
motion.
make changes to it if you find something. you like.
Yeah, and I'll ask,
Okay.
you know, for discussion, do we have a motion to accept this emergency plan?
So maybe we accept this plan.
Ms. Allison, do I have a second?
I second.
Ms. Burgess, do
Can
we
I
have
ask
any?
a question?
Yeah, we just have to get discussion. I'm ready. Do we have any discussion? Go ahead. Ms.
I know
Burgess.
it talks about, the threat of intruders and weather. Does it deal with loss of power, kind of like long? Yeah, I know that's common sense, but there's food spoilage and all kind of issues that go on with.
Yes, sir, there's an emergency, a utility emergency in here, kind of what we would do with that, who we would contact, their numbers,
Gotcha, all right.
if we have, yes, sir.
We actually learned all about those processes last fall, so Travis and.
I mean, that's what they used to do for
Our school
Yes,
board
sir.
insurance
I
and
completely
food
understand.
service, so we definitely, we're lucky that was included. 'Cause
Well, I
were
mean,
able to
we're dealing with such a hostile world today. Fortunately, we're probably moving to a situation where we probably lose power and there's no storm. There's no hurricane, there's no car that hit a pole. It's just something to do with, the cyber system, you know what I'm saying?
And for food and things like that, we're in the process of getting generators, make sure that in every feeder system, we're able to have a centralized location to save as much food and perishable items as possible to save money.
And we also have an e-learning plan.
Yeah.
With everything inside.
I will say this, I spoke to a new teacher in the district. I was talking to her, she come from another district, and she was impressed with all the training. She said, we didn't have all this.
It's good, it's good. All right, anybody else have any questions or comments? Ready to vote? All those in favor, would you please show it by your hand, right hand? Okay. Next item.
I just want to provide some building and safety updates. Some of us were at the School Board Association Conference in Charleston this past weekend, and one of the topics was cybersecurity. So I got in touch with Mr. Gilstrap, and I wanted to make sure you all, I didn't necessarily want to put all of, we were advised not to share put all our details out there, but you all have a handout at your seats. It just kind of shows you all the different measures that we take in Anderson One and some of the things that we have planned over the next few months and years to implement. I want to make sure you all have that. We've implemented the on-alert weapons detection, and we have learned that even with ROTC walking through the school and after hours, that it alerted and notified us that they saw a weapon, but I know that was a bit of a pain to work through that, but still, it notified us that there was something. They didn't think it was an imminent threat, but they still told the principal that we need to check on this situation, so I thought that was reaffirming. Dr. Wilson, when he's been reviewing all of the emergency plans for our district, we have a simulation in October in conjunction with Anderson County Emergency Management and the other districts in Anderson County that he's helping coordinate. The administrators and SROs are going to be going over to a school in District 5 to walk through that. We have a new communication tool that we are in the process of rolling out and streamlining real shared communication or transportation system. Transportation Department under Mr. Danny Bridges' leadership was the first ones to start using that real shared communication, and they've done a great job of communicating out with that. Another thing on safety update I wanted to include for those of us that were in Charleston was Aaron's Law and Gabby's Law and communicating that with our students. There was a state representative that spoke Sunday morning at the conference. I've been able to get in touch with him directly through Blake Sanders, and Representative Guffey we're working on nailing down some times where he specifically is going to come talk to our students at Powdersville, Wren, and Palmetto High School, and he's also going to try to create a way to talk to middle school students as well, and we're working through what could look like to get parents communicated to. Those of you that heard the presentation, I can't stop thinking about making sure that I'm double checking what my kids are being exposed to and how they respond. It was valuable content. I think it'd be good. The other thing, athletics and extracurriculars, there's just been some stuff circulating about our football game the other night. I just want to make it clear the narrative that was circulating around the community, and obviously feel bad for some of the people that were involved, but I do want to make clear that the administration had identified the individuals involved Friday night and Saturday morning, had already been in touch with some of the parents that were the aggressors. There was some misinformation put out in the media, but I really think the administration at Wren and Palmetto did a good job working together. This was all resolved, and consequences were handed out by early yesterday morning to parents, so things were dealt with. We try to be in touch with the folks in the community and the media to clarify that we did have extra law enforcement at the game on Friday. Coach Broom had done a good job, the new AD at Palmetto High School, having barriers to keep students from the visiting side from coming to the home side. Unfortunately, there was a small, I don't want to say small, but there was an altercation in the parking lot, and it was addressed, and we're holding those folks accountable and following our district policy, and Williamson PD has charged some of those individuals involved. But again, we revisited with our ADs the importance of having security prepared for that, and reviewing expectations for at the end of ball games, making sure parking lots are supervised appropriately, because school administrators are are making sure that inside the stadium is taken care of. We need law enforcement to understand the expectations out in the parking lot so that nothing like that happens again. If you have any other specific concerns about that kind of stuff, please let me know, and we'll communicate that to principals and SROs and make sure we're all on the same page with our expectations. I sent you this via email, but wanted to make sure you all had seen the latest drone footage that Triangle provided at Oak Hill. And you can see we're starting to see where the driveways and car lines and bus lines are going to be. I'm going to show you a picture in a second, but Andy Finley and our architects have been working with some folks. I know, I think Ms. Upton and Ms. Ellison were at the Piedmont Historical Society event this weekend. Been working with some folks that are involved with that to make sure that, let's see if my pointer works.
Yeah, I see it.
It doesn't show up on the screen, but if you can see where the main entrance kind of juts out, there's a little courtyard right at the front of the school. There's going to be a little monument to the original Oak Hill right at the front of the school that's going to be made out of bricks from the original Oak Hill school. They've got a plaque that will be in the ground on a little bench there that, if you remember, Mr. Merritt got us in touch with somebody that used to, her mom had taught there.
Donna Smith, yes.
We've gotten that, so we've been able to work with them to put together a little monument to recognize the original Oak Hill, but you can see the footprint of the school is really coming together. If anybody wants to go play some pickup basketball, they've got the basketball goals up in the gym now. The library, you can really start to see the windows in place and how that's, you really start to see what it's going to look like as a finished product. In honor of the chorus and the band, I had to go over there today and take a picture of the music classroom because it's in the part of the building where it's really starting to have some of the finishing touches in place. These are some of the collaborative spaces that we're real excited. The one on the left is a downstairs collaborative space where kindergarten will be. And then the one upstairs, you can see how the natural light's going to come through and provide some space where teachers can work together, students will be able to work together, and really take advantage of some innovative space in the building. Here's where the conference center will be on the left, and then on the right is a picture of the cafeteria and just the spaciousness that, again, the school is being built to continue to accommodate the growth. So when it opens, it'll have around 550 students, but eventually one day it can have 800, 900, up to 1,000. So the cafeteria is built to hold that, so we won't have to do additions down the road. Next steps, you can see a picture there of the front entrance. Ms. Brady and her team have been surveying the staff at Concrete and Powdersville Elementary over the last couple of weeks. So we're compiling data to begin making some decisions about who goes where and how those teams will be put together. Because while we do focus a lot on Oak Hill, because it's a construction project, essentially we're going to have 3 new elementary schools as we're kind of putting together the norms of what Concrete Elementary, Powdersville Elementary, and then Oak Hill obviously. So starting to work with staff. We just went through the furniture committee, Lakeshore, got the bid for our furniture for that building, so we'll start finalizing purchases, and they're working with us to go ahead and do that sooner rather than later, and they're going to store in a warehouse for us to help save money with different things that could make costs go up that you see in the news from time to time. I mentioned the Oak Hill Monument, and it'll be right to the left of the main entrance, almost where that tractor is, to the left of that picture there. And then Ms. Horn and I talked about, she wants to do a survey to get input from the community on what a potential mascot could be. So she'll be working on communicating that with the community, get some feedback for ideas, and then we'll narrow it down before we make a final decision. Obviously, we'll bring some different ideas to you all to let you see what we're thinking. But there's a lot of moving parts with Oak Hill, but it's coming together. And again, Andy Finley, he's been working great with Triangle, and I also just want to give a plug for Triangle Construction. They've been great to work with. If something came in under price when we were working on something, they've met with us and rolled that money right into contingency. They've been very transparent and easy to work with, and they've been phenomenal. And obviously, you've seen a great job. I've shown you pictures of what concrete looks like. So wanted to share that with you, Sultan.
And can I ask Ms. Ellison to tell a little about the meeting we went to, presentation Sunday?
It was very informative. It was at the Piedmont Community Center, and Elaine Wilson, I think that was her name, and she did the presentation, and she had slides and everything of actually moving the archaeologists, moving the graves and what they did. But they are so thankful for Anderson District 1. They said y'all are easy to work with. You did everything you could to make it happen, and they flagged on Mr. Vinegar, Dr. Young, and Andy Finlay. They really did appreciate how well you worked with them in preserving their family history. So
They've been great to work with too, and they've provided us with some artifacts and pictures that go back over 100 years that we'll be able to have in the school to show the history of Oak Hill.
And they have all that compiled in the book is bound, and I asked them to get school district one, so they're going to.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Young. We'll move to the next item.
Yes, ma'am. I think the next item is an executive session.
Okay, we need to have executive session to discuss a personnel matter. I need a motion that we can move into executive session.
so moved.
Ms. Ellison, second.
Second.
Ms. Burgess, all of us in favor, should show it by the uplifted hand. Okay. You need to tell us before we go on and
We will be right
I'd like to report there was no action taken during our executive session. Item number H, Dr. Young.
Ms. Upson, I was in receipt of a letter of resignation from her Area 4 board member, effective August 14th.
Okay. We need to vote on this, and, we need to vote on approve the resignation of an Area 4 board member as of August 14th. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Ms. Burgess, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Wilson, any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. I do have a point of discussion. Madam Chair, in thinking about our board policy and how it works when we are filling positions, and Anderson County School Board does do the appointing on our behalf, I would like for us to consider setting up a possible special call meeting so that we as a board can have the opportunity to discuss anyone who may be putting their name in the hat, and that we might offer up at least a recommendation with a list of justifications along with that recommendation of why we would lean into a certain individual. And we would hope to be able to provide that recommendation to the county board for their consideration. So I'm just looking for some input on that thought.
Okay, you've heard Ms. Burgess's recommendation, so we could have a call meeting. We will open this up, we'll open it up to anyone interested in that area. And then after that time is closed, they will have the names, and then Dr. Young can contact us with a date and a recommendation for the time.
Yeah, I think the county board would probably be appreciative of us doing some due diligence on that, so. Good
Okay.
suggestion.
Any other discussion?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay. We ready to vote? All those in favor, show it by the uplifted hand. Okay. Thank you. Next item, Dr. Young.
Ms. Brady has update on personnel.
Yes, we have, the only action on personnel this evening is, we have one resignation. We have lost an English teacher at Palmetto High School, but we've already replaced, with a teacher resident from Clemson, so things are rocking and rolling along. So that's very positive that we were able to move quickly on that.
Okay, so that's for information only.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll move to our next item, which is number 8, which is to adjourn. And thank you again, Dr. Young, for having us at Powersville. Thank Powersville.
Thank you to Dr. Lanford's at home. His wife just had a baby, Mr. Bramlett, and Miss Werner were huge helps to get things set up. And as always, Ms. Heather Gambrill helped make sure everything for the pie show. We just had a bunch of chairs sitting around in a circle talking to one another. So she made sure we had everything set up. But thank you, Powersville High School, for being great hosts.
Okay. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, a motion.
Mr. Neal, do I have a second? Ms. Ellison, all those in favor, please stand, and thank you.